Today we are talking about Crisbee Stik's seasoning for cast iron or carbon steel pans. Now, if you own a carbon steel pan or a cast iron pan or pots or anything like that, you understand how important it is to season your pans. Now, what oil you choose to season your pans is up to you, but we just decided to try this. I just decided to try this because it looked like a deodorant stick and it looked like it was easy to put around the pan. So been using it for a couple weeks now and I actually like it. Now, if you look on the back of the Crisbee Stiks, it actually gives you directions on how to initially season your pan or the daily maintenance or the upkeep of your pan after the initial season is done. So as you see here, we have a carbon steel pan and we have a cast iron enameled pan. Now both of these have been initially seasoned. This one has already been cleaned and seasoned with the Crisbee Stiks. As you can see the glare and the shine on there that it gives. But this one just got through being used and washed and dried, and now we're going to go through the process of seasoning this pan so you guys can see how it looks after it's done. So first things first, we're going to heat this up a little halfway, a little less than half, so it can heat up a little bit. So we're going to heat this up, we're going to apply the seasoning and then let you guys see how it looks after it's all cooled down and the seasoning has baked into the carbon steel. All right, so what you want to do is wait when the pot on the sides is pretty hot. That's what you want to do, is cut that down, because if the sides are hot, then you know the bottom is. So we're going to pull that off, let it cool down for a little bit. And we're going to test it out to make sure that when you actually add the seasoning, it doesn't start smoking. If it starts smoking when you put the seasoning on, then the pan is too hot. But this one seems to be good. So we're going to put some on there. So after you put enough on there, you're going to get your paper towel, your rag, or whatever you want to use. I like using paper towels because it's easy to buff the oil to make sure it's not a lot. And you're just going to basically lotion your pan. That's the best way I can describe it. And in fact, the reason why you do it when it's hot is because it's easier for the oil to bake into the pan and create a nice little coating once it dries, thus keeping your pan or pot non-stick. So we're just going to add a little bit to the bottom here. The bottom doesn't really need as much, but I just always throw some on there anyway. Any drip on the sides or any food that's on the stove. And yeah, just make sure there's no little puddles of oil. You just buff it around to make sure it's evenly lotioned and seasoned. And there you go. Look at that. That's what a nice seasoned pan should look like when it's done. And you just sit it on the stove or wherever and let it cool. So once again, this is Crisbee Stik seasoning for cast iron or carbon steel pans. Now, if you already use this seasoning, then you understand why I made this video. But if you do decide to pick this up for your carbon steel or cast iron pans and you love it like we do, let us know. Thanks again.